Thank you. Want to call to order the Finance Committee meeting for August the 17th, 2020. Item number 1, please.
Consider approval of Finance Committee minutes of August 3rd, 2020.
After reviewing the minutes, are there any corrections or additions to our minutes?
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve our minutes. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Tracy Hoos.
Yes.
Tracy McGee.
Yes.
Stephanie Morgan.
Yes.
Alex Reynolds.
Yes.
Evelyn Hibbs.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Jared Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Yes.
Item number 1 passes. Item number 2, please.
Consider approval of claims for all city departments July 25th, 2020 through August 7th, 2020.
After reviewing the claims list, do we have any discussion?
The purchasing committee did meet this afternoon, and we approved the claim, so I move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve our claims. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Tracy Hoos.
Yes.
Tracy McGee.
Yes.
Stephanie Morgan.
Yes.
Alex Reynolds.
Yes.
Evelyn Hibbs.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Yes.
Item number 2 passes. Item number 3.
Consider approval of Amendment Number 1 to Engineering Service Agreement for Tank Mixing Design and Water Distribution Improvements, hereby amending the original Engineering Services Agreement dated March 15, 2018, or take other necessary action.
Mr. Stewart.
Yes, good afternoon, Chairman and Committee. This item before you today is an item that is part of our water system improvements. And as you are aware, we're currently constructing a 30-inch water line to replace 2 24-inch transmission lines. When that 30-inch water line gets near completion, we're going to discontinue service on the 2 24 inches, and that's going to create a problem with some lines that are hooked to it. So the reason for this amendment is to put forth some interconnecting lines that will continue to provide service for the northeast part of the community once those 24s are taken out of service. It was intended to do it this way all along as we neared completion of the 30, then to do the interconnects and take the 24s out. This is putting in 12 different lines in different locations. 10 of them are 8-inch lines and 2 of them are 12-inch. The total for this change is $45,700. That will be added to Cowan's contract price for doing the water service improvements, bringing it to a total of $547,100. This is funded through the OWRB loan that we went and got several years back. And what we're trying to do is make sure that we're ready to put these lines out to bid as we near completion on that 30-inch water line, which, by the way, we're anticipating to be somewhere toward the end of November. I recommend approval. This was approved by the Purchasing Committee, and would like to thank Assistant Director Stephen Morton. He put a lot of work in on this, but I'll answer your questions if you have them, but we do recommend approval.
Any questions for Mr. Stewart?
Move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve this agenda item. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Tracy Hoos.
Yes.
Tracy McGee.
Yes.
Stephanie Morgan.
Yes.
Alex Reynolds.
Yes.
Evelyn Hibbs.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Yes.
Item number 3 passes. Item number 4, please.
Consider approval to authorize the city manager to amend and execute a professional services agreement between the City of Muskogee and Retail Strategies in a reduced amount not to exceed $32,000 for retail recruitment and consulting services, or take other necessary action.
Mr. Garvin.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, this is our annual professional service agreement between the City of Muskogee and Retail Strategies to provide the retail consulting services for the City of Muskogee. With the potential loss in sales tax due to COVID-19, Retail Strategies has agreed to reduce their monthly fee for the next 6 months. They're reducing it from $3,333 a month down to $2,000 a month. This will be a reduction from $40,000 annually to $32,000 annually for their agreement. It is a 1-year agreement, starts July, ends June 31st, 2021. Be glad to answer any questions. Otherwise, this item has been recommended for approval by both staff and Purchasing Committee.
I had a question on it.
Yes.
Under the retail recruitment, it says 1 market visit per City of Muskogee budget. Does that mean they just come one time?
Say that again now.
I said under the retail recruitment section of your contract, it says 1 market visit per City of Muskogee budget year, July 1 to July 20th. What did that mean? Did that mean one time that they come, or
I'm assuming that means a minimum one time. They're coming this Thursday for one visit, and then they plan on coming again, I think, next month to do some meetings with staff and local property owners to talk about recruitment.
Is
So
there
there'll be
additional
multiple
charge
times.
every time they come?
Say again?
Is there additional charge every time they come?
No, the contract's the set amount, $32,000 is what it'll be for everything they do.
Thank you.
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve this agenda item. Roll call, please.
Tracy Hous.
Yes.
Tracy McGee.
Yes.
Stephanie Morgan.
Yes.
Alex Reynolds.
Yes.
Evelyn Hibbs.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
No.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Yes.
Item number 4 passes. Item number 5, please.
Consider approval of Oklahoma Music Hall of Fame matching grant funds request in the amount of $12,137 or take other necessary action.
Mr. Miller?
Yes, thanks, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. This past week, you guys authorized the Hall of Fame to participate in the matching grant fund, and this is their request that's pending. So staff has reviewed it. We do recommend approval, as does purchasing committee, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve this agenda item. Roll call, please.
Tracy Hous.
Yes.
Tracy McGee.
Yes.
Stephanie Morgan.
Yes.
Alex Reynolds.
Yes.
Evelyn Hibbs.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Yes.
Item number 5 passes, and with that item passing, that's our final item for the Finance Committee.
Okay, we will welcome you to the Public Works Committee of August 17th, 2020. And item number 1.
Consider approval of Public Works Committee minutes of August 3rd, 2020.
Move for approval.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Tracy Hous.
Yes.
Tracy McGee.
Yes.
Stephanie Morgan.
Yes.
Alex Reynolds.
Yes.
Evelyn Hibbs.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Yes.
And the motion passes. Item number 2.
Open a public hearing and take action on the approval of Resolution Number 2824, amending the land use map regarding property located along the west side of North 32nd Street, north of Harris Road to the city limits, more particularly described in the resolution from regional corridor commercial to light industrial, and if approved, authorize staff to revise the land use map of the city to reflect said change.
Okay, we will open the public hearing. I can't talk with this thing on.
Thank you, Chair, members of the committee. This is a request from the City of Muskogee to amend the land use map from the general commercial to the light industrial. It is so that we can hear a rezoning request, which is the next agenda item. This is the location. It is on North 32nd Street. It will run from the south boundary of what is called the Exterior Solutions by Craig Roofing to the north boundary of Trucks for You, which is also the city limits. It just takes in that corridor. It doesn't go any farther west, just a straight line through there. It takes in all of Trucks for You. This is the current zonings in the area. You'll notice it is all C2 on the west side, but on the east side there is some C3, and then there's light industrial where the LaFerry propane facility is located, and then they're also outside city limits. This is a request to go from the general commercial to the light industrial. It is compatible to the uses in the area and the design standards, and staff and planning commission recommend approval. Be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, no one has signed up to speak, so I'm going to close the public hearing. Council, do you have any questions?
Move for approval.
Second.
Roll call.
Tracy Hous.
Yes.
Tracy McGee.
Yes.
Stephanie Morgan.
Yes.
Alex Reynolds.
Yes.
Evelyn Hibbs.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Yes.
And the motion carries. Item number 3.
Hold a public hearing and take action on the approval of Ordinance Number 4104A to rezone 3217 North 32nd Street, more particularly described in the ordinance from C2 General Commercial to I1 Light Industrial, and if approved, authorize staff to revise the official zoning map of the city to reflect said change or take other necessary action.
Okay, we will open the public hearing. Ms. Callahan?
Thank you, Ms. Chair. This is a request from Scott Towers to rezone his property, and we just had his preliminary and final plat approved on July 27th. He was going to wait and rezone all of the property that we just changed the land use map to go in together with the Exterior Solutions and Trex for You, but had some communication problems with them and didn't want to wait, so he's decided to go ahead and rezone his particular piece of property. It is to the light industrial, and here again is the property, and you'll see what is the surrounding areas. There is the, across the, this is his site. And then to the southwest, that's the Exterior Solutions by Craig. It is currently C2, and it should probably be light industrial. And then you have the Trucks for Use facility that is to the northwest, and also should be light industrial. To the east is, directly east is outside city limits, so we don't have any jurisdiction there on the zoning or use. And to the northeast is outside city limits. Again, no jurisdiction. And then to the southeast, it's outside city limits, but then to farther up to the south, there is the light industrial, which is the LaFerry propane. And again, it is a request to go to the light industrial. It does comply now with the land use map and the comprehensive plan, and staff and planning commission recommend approval. Be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, we don't have anyone signed up to speak, so we'll close the public hearing. Does the council have any questions?
Move for approval.
Second.
Roll call.
Tracy Hous.
Yes.
Tracy McGee.
Yes.
Stephanie Morgan.
Yes.
Alex Reynolds.
Yes.
Evelyn Hibbs.
Yes,
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Yes.
and the motion passes. Item number 4.
Consider approval to remove a stop sign located at 2nd Street and Court Street for the east and westbound traffic, converting the intersection into a two-way north and south stop-controlled intersection, or take other necessary action.
Mr. Stewart?
Yes, Chairman and Committee, I'm going to introduce David Garner, our Street Superintendent, and he's going to present this item for you.
Good afternoon, Chairman, committee members. Let me give you a brief history on Court and 2nd Street. 1999, there was a warrant study for that signal. It did not meet the warrants then. It was left as a signal because it was existing. In 2004, with the equipment getting obsolete, not repairable, it was switched to a 4-way intersection. Early June 2020, the Traffic Division received a citizen action request to look at that intersection and remove the stop signs on Court Street. Mid-June 2020, the decision was made to contract with TEC, Traffic Engineering Consultants, to do a multi-way stop warrant study on 2nd and Court. The findings of that was back to the city in late July 2020. The report states that 2nd and Court did not satisfy the multi-warrant stop warrants and should be converted to a 2-way north-south stop controlled intersection. Public Works Department would like to remove the stop signs, stop bars, and put up pedestrian crossings on the existing crosswalks. Be happy to answer any questions.
Move for approval?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Tracy Hous.
Yes.
Tracy McGee.
Yes.
Stephanie Morgan.
Yes.
Alex Reynolds.
Yes.
Evelyn Hibbs.
Yes.
Jamie Stout.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Yes.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Yes.
Motion carries. We have 3 citizens signed up to speak. The first one is Trish German. Would you please come to the microphone and give your name and address, and you have 3 minutes.
Okay. Trish German, Muskogee County EMS, 200 Callahan. I usually come up here and talk about my car seat program or CPR, but today I have some really good information I want to share with you. On Saturday, we had a call, and I've already talked to the parent about this, and that's why I'm able to talk to you guys. We had a 1.5-year-old that got into a pool. Dad turned around for just a couple seconds, got into a pool. It was perfectly innocent. 7-year-old Kaylee realized that her little brother was in the pool under the water. Now she's 2nd grade. She jumped into the pool. She was able to grab him while yelling for help, get him up out of the water. When the responders got there, he was a little unresponsive. They were able to help him. But the main thing is Kaylee, the 7-year-old, she realized that there was a problem. She jumped in. She's a true hero. She has a lot of courage. So I am up here to give her a shout out to say, thank you, Kaylee, for doing such a great job and taking care of your little brother. Landon, the 1.5-year-old right now, he's at home doing great with his family because of Kaylee. So thank you, Kaylee.
Mr. Michael Franklin, would you please come to the mic and give your name, and you will have 3 minutes, and your address too, I'm sorry.
My name is Michael Franklin. I'm at 323 Callahan right now. I'm new to Muskogee. I've met maybe a few of you all so far. Since I got here, I've decided to try to start a nonprofit organization that's acting as an affiliate of government. That's what I want to do. It's my first time talking to you all. It's your first time hearing about it. So what I want to do is to basically provide you all with new types of surveys and reports, something new to look at, maybe something y'all might like or not. I'm working on the details, and I've got some Microsoft partners I'm meeting with in the next couple weeks. So I just wanted to kind of introduce myself on that matter. It's my first time in this town hall meeting because I'm new to this town, but the last town I came from, usually we did prayer when we first had a town hall meeting or a city council meeting of that sort. So I'm going to say God bless, God loves y'all, I love y'all. And other than that, I'll just leave it there. If y'all want to talk about it later, you can see me around town. Say hi, my name's Michael. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Franklin. And our next is Tracy McGee.
Tracy McGee, 2406 Chicago, Muskogee, Oklahoma. I say this tonight for words of encouragement to my colleagues here. It is an honor to be able to serve the city of Muskogee and to stand here this evening before my colleagues, asking each one of you to keep in mind the purpose of a city council. Our purpose is to serve. I'm asking this branch of government to support our brother, our colleagues in his difficult times. I've seen us support our sister in her time of crisis. We are one Muskogee. Let's focus on doing right, doing what's good for Muskogee. We may not all agree, but we hope to be one mind for the betterment of Muskogee. Let's work together. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. And that concludes our agenda for the evening.
We will now call to order the special call meeting for the Muskogee City Council for August 16th, 2020. Roll call.
Mayor Marlon Coleman.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Derek Reed.
Here.
Ivory Van. Jamie Stout.
Here.
Evelyn Hibbs.
Here.
Alex Reynolds.
Here.
Stephanie Morgan.
Here.
Tracy McGee.
Here.
Tracy Hoos.
Here. Item number 1.
Receive report on the COVID-19 pandemic in Muskogee, and if necessary, take appropriate action to authorize and approve a subsequent amendment to Resolution Number 2801, declaring a local emergency, or City-County Joint Resolution Number 2803.
Before I turn this over to Mr. Miller, let me say that Muskogee is still the first and, as far as we know, the only city in the state of Oklahoma to have provided all of its residents with masks. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Miller and his staff for doing what they did to make this possible. Mr. Miller.
Thank you, Mayor and members of council, and the gentleman that's going to come speak to you next deserves a lot of the credit. Our emergency manager, Tyler Evans, we had the idea and he made it happen. He put it into work, and a lot of other people too, in our purchasing and finance departments and throughout the city to try and make it happen. And I do appreciate those kind words. I will bring forward Tyler Evans, our emergency manager now. He'll give you an update and also have some other people available to give you a status report on COVID-19 in our community.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor, members of council. To give you an update on the mask distribution, we started about a week and a half ago. Over the past week, the city of Muskogee has distributed over 95,000 masks. Remember, we bought 100,000 of them. We've already gotten rid of 95% of them, over 95,000. Over 12,731 envelopes were mailed containing over 63,000 masks. The city of Muskogee Code Enforcement and Inspections Divisions last week assisted in delivering approximately 12,000 more envelopes to 34 different locations that included our apartment complexes and our mobile home parks also. Additional masks were also distributed to Muskogee County Housing Authority for distribution at the towers and some of the other facilities around town. The Muskogee County Transit Authority were also given masks, and the Gospel Rescue Mission were given masks. We still have some to pass out. There's some at the Civic Center. I've had some other employees ask me for some. So if some of our council needs some masks to hand out, please let me know. Like I said, we still have about 5,000 envelopes left. I plan to hear back from some of our partners to distribute more to those. I was given a message that a handwritten note was received on the back of one of our water bills. I would like to share that with you. This is from a resident, one of our residents have written this into us. It says, "I am 79 years old, and my sweet mother taught me to say please and thank you. So from the depths of my heart and soul, I want to say thank you for the mass you sent to me. I will keep you and yours in my prayers. God bless, Miss Beverly Schaus." So I wanted to share that piece of good information and good news to you guys. In front of you, you should have your COVID-19 percentages update. I want to briefly go over with you. Today, the city of Muskogee is at 76 active cases. We continue the trend downward. This is down the number of active cases from last week and the week before. August 3rd, we kind of hit our high there, which was 101 active cases. Today, we're sitting at 76. So we hope to please see this trend to continue downwards. If you flip over in the back page, that will reflect that in the line graph. The number of active cases for the county continues to rise a little bit. The number of active cases for the state continues to rise, but however, the city of Muskogee continues to go down. For those of you asking about the orange and yellow chart, city of Muskogee, or excuse me, the Muskogee County has went back to yellow from orange, which is a better category to be in right now. Like I said, they update this chart just weekly, once a week, so we're closely monitoring that. Mr. Walton at the health department is also monitoring that. That's based on the number of testing per 100,000. He has a better idea of where the numbers lie, but that's usually the average. So we're back out of the orange category, back down to the yellow. With that, that concludes my update. I would like to call on Mr. Doug Walton to speak on behalf of the Muskogee County Health Department. Mr. Morris, is Mr. Walton on the line? Doug Walton with the Muskogee County Health Department. Are you with us, sir? Guess not. Guess we're having technical difficulties. I'll give an update on behalf of Doug. They're still doing COVID-19 testing at the Muskogee County Health Department Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 10:30 every day. There's no reservations required. They do have, if you're younger than 18, some requirements to be tested there. If you would check their Facebook page at Muskogee County Health Department, and you can look at the requirements to be tested and the times that they are testing at the Muskogee County Health Department. With that, I'd like to introduce Trish German with Muskogee County EMS to give an update on their behalf.
Good evening again. Muskogee County EMS, we're still down a little bit on our call volume, but we have plateaued finally. We've also looking for PPE. We're noticed that we're down a little bit on our PPE, so we are continuing to try to search for PPE out there. We're still doing our disinfectant like we're supposed to. Every time, we have somebody that's possibly COVID related, respiratory calls, anything like that, we're disinfecting, we're fogging the trucks. We're disinfecting the truck after every patient, be aware of that, but we're specifically fogging the trucks after any kind of COVID type related calls. Does anybody have any questions? Thank you.
I'm glad Trish brought up PPE. I did want to give an update real quick. Yes, today we received 2 truckloads of PPE for our schools. Muskogee was chosen as a site as a distribution center for 8 counties in this area for PPE distribution to the schools. That includes the masks that the schools will be using this year, the gowns, reusable face shields, gloves, so on and so forth. Right now, that center is the Civic Center will be using the next 2 days to distribute those to the county emergency management directors and the schools. So the next couple of days we'll be over there working, breaking those up. That came in pallets, obviously not sorted or organized. So myself and the county will be working the next couple of days to break that PPE up. The state has also chosen the city of Muskogee as a site to host, to hold the regional PPE for this area. So the state emergency management is using the city of Muskogee, their facilities and their resources. They know that we have it here. So we'll have that equipment here, those resources here, and the equipment here to do that. That concludes my update. I'd like to turn the floor back over to Mr. Miller.
Mr. Evans, I have one quick question.
Yes, sir.
If a person who's supposed to get a package of masks does not get one, who should they contact?
They're more welcome to call the city of Muskogee and ask for myself, the city of Muskogee Emergency Management Director, and that call will be forwarded to me, and we'll be sure to get some.
Sounds good.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, the last thing we have is just an update that the City County Task Force on COVID-19 is going to meet tomorrow at 11, and we're to continue monitoring the situation and to make recommendations to the city and the county as to any necessary next steps. So we wanted to let people know that committee does still meet and looks at is always looking at what's going on around us, and that's going to happen tomorrow. But staff does not have any recommendations for any changes at this time, and I'll be happy to answer any other questions.
Do we have any questions for Mr. Miller concerning this agenda item? Seeing none, we are adjourned.